Now, this is going to be a little bit longer of a video. If I find anything really striking, I will tend to do a longer version video of it. And today, it's this penny. Now, the first thing I noticed when I looked at this was that there's an obvious lamination error. Zinc, right? So this is a zinc cent, right? 1983 and newer are zinc. And zinc is light in color. Actually, it looks like this. That's what zinc looks like. Zinc pennies are layered like skin over the zinc blank with copper, right? And copper, just like the copper pennies that are 95% copper, the zinc clad layer, the skin, is also, I believe, 95% copper. It's not 100% copper. It's a mixture of copper and zinc. That's my understanding. Matter of fact, just so let me Google that. How much zinc is in the clad of a penny? Let's see if it comes up. Modern, meaning the clad, the coating of the penny is almost entirely composed of zinc with only a thin layer of copper plating making up the remaining. Okay, so they're not going in. They didn't answer the question. Do I want it? I know that the zinc cent is mostly zinc, and that the copper layer is the copper. But I don't know if the copper that goes around the if the clad layer, that thin foil layer or whatever, how thick it is, how much of that is copper? Is it 100% copper? I think it's partly copper and partly zinc. That's my understanding. How much zinc is in a penny? No. I want to know about specifically the clad. Oh, how about if I put, what is the clad layer of a penny made of? How about if I do that? The clad layer of a penny is primarily made of copper. It's a thin copper plating on a zinc core. Okay, so they're calling it the zinc. I called it a blank. They called it a core. That's probably much more to the point, proper. Meaning the copper layer is the outer layer clad part of the coin, while the zinc, but see, it's primarily copper. But they're not saying what it is. Oh, the penny has more copper metal sandwiches in a layer, mostly of zinc. The nickel is different from the other coins because it's not clad. What is a clad coin made of? No. Well, we're asking for specifically pennies. Coin specification. I just went into mint.gov. And they're not even talking right. Okay. So anyway, my understanding is that it's not all copper. I mean, the only way there can be a lamination error is if there's a mix, right? So even on copper pennies, 1981 and before, a lamination error is the improper mixture between the 95% copper and the 5% zinc, right? So for there to be an improper mixture, it's assuming that there's already it's not 100% copper. So my understanding is that the clad layer on the cores, right? That was a good term. Is not 100% copper. It's copper and something else. I was assuming it's zinc. It could be nickel, whatever it is. The other thing, it's white. right? And that's why sometimes you'll find a clad penny where it's very golden color, because the white, it has too much of the other metal, which I believe is zinc. So on the front and the back of this penny, the lamination, the improper mixture of the clad layer is absolutely stunning. And you can see that beautiful white. Look how it just travels. And the penny is actually in very good condition. This penny is an excellent. You can see the clad here. You can see here is the only place where you can see that the copper very strong, but then it goes from strong copper to zinc looking. And again, I believe that that's the lamination era. If this was from rot, there would be big hole. It would be turning into holes, and it's not. It's just an improper mixture. But that's the only place where you can actually see the copper coating was, for whatever reason, is here. So that's number one. The other thing is there appears to be a strike through or a die clash also on this penny, which is so odd to have that what an odd combination, right? So right here you can see the die clash. You cannot, it's not a typical die clash because I don't see the Lincoln head in between the bays. So it could be a strike through is what I'm saying. Now, this is where you could really, really see very good. There you go. Now, in the full episode where I found this penny, I did go into looking at this pretty carefully, but I really didn't stay on it as long as I am now. And this is the C. You can see the C for cent is right here. And you can only see a little piece of it. Now, if this was a post mint, if this was post mint damage, you would still see the C, right? Because the penny would have been made complete. And after being struck, you would still see this. At minimum, you would still see the elements. Oh, look at that. Look at how beautiful some of these. But because it was done at the mint, you don't see the image. You don't see the C, except in the parts where it wasn't struck. So this is, in my opinion, a mint error, a lamination error, and either a strike through or a die clash, of which I am really leaning towards. Well, I would have to say, I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. If it was a die clash, then that would mean the I believe it would mean that the die was damaged to look like, so every penny would make a image like that, and then this would be a super duper. I mean, what is this? What year is this? 2007. I'm gonna put 2007 error in on eBay to see if anything comes up. I doubt it. That's what I'm saying. But if it's a strike through, then it could have been a one off, or two off or three off. 2007 penny era lamination. I'll put lamination in just to see if anything comes up that is so. Okay, here goes wrong with the partially missing clad. I'll show it to you in a second. Of course, and is ours a D? Anyway, let me show you this one. So again, partially missing clad. You can see it's very silvery, similar to what I was showing, similar to what we have here. There's another one with die cracks. Here goes one that's very yellow. There is one that's very yellow. I don't see any. It's super duper yellow. I mean, the guy wants $125. He's out of his mind, but very yellow. Satin finish. So I was pretty sure we were not going to find anything relating to the one that we have in front of us. So I'm going to have to go with the with Die Clash on this. Excuse me, Strikethrough, because if it was a die clash, then that would mean that the die was damaged, and you would see them on other coins. And I just find that I find a little difficult to believe that this error that we're looking at specifically on the reverse here, you would have saw. I mean, this would be very, I might have seen it before, be able to find this specific error if it was a die clash. So I'm thinking it's a strike through, which means that there was just stuff on the planchet when it got hit. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to say. It's cool. It's cool as heck. Oh, I like how it's a little bit pink on the inside. Oh wow, that is so cool, man. I didn't even realize that before. That it's more coppery on the inside of the base. That's wonderful. All right, so I don't know what I'm going to use for my thumbnail. I'm probably going to use the pink base, because I think I'm going to use this for my other thumbnail for the full length episode. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's really to show you how much fun penny roll hunting can be, and this penny here is probably worth about $5 to $10. That's what I'm going to say. Oh, look at that! Look at the eye and Liberty. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Let me look at that again. Oh, definitely off. Off. The eye does not look like it's going straight up and down to me. Wow, and look underneath it. Looks like a D. Look at that. Doesn't it look like a letter there? Looks like a letter D. I wish this was a... Oh, man. Imagine... What is that? You don't even look at that? Man, that date is dope too, man. Yeah, again, I'm really leaning towards the strike through. This is a really, really... It could have been just a really damaged... a damaged... It could be a damaged die, like a severely damaged die. Maybe it was a one-off, you know? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, please click like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I'm repeating myself. God bless, and I'll see you in the next episode, 213.